Hey, this is Doc Erik. Welcome to my YouTube neighborhood, the channel where we give you one mindset tip and one body set tip, typically rolled into one video. Today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about once you've hit your weight loss goals or your fat loss goals, what do you do next? So let's go ahead and jump in. All right, congratulations. You just hit your fat loss goal. The weight on the scale is exactly where you want it to be. Your measurements are in, your clothes are fitting great. Now what do you do? So for many people, while this can be a huge accomplishment, there's also that anxiety on the other end of the finish line, which is the what do I do now? So for some people, they start to feel like a rudderless ship kind of being blown around in the wind with a half sail. Maybe they show up to the gym and they're doing a half-hearted workout. They're not looking at their macro tracking with the same enthusiasm. And of course, the dreaded anxiety of potentially starting to gain some of that weight back and starting to have a regression. So these are all common things that we all experience, and I know for myself that that's something that I've struggled with in the past as well. So kind of circling back to the original question, which is what do you do after your weight loss goal? Let's kind of begin at the beginning. So for example, a lot of people, they make an agreement with themselves. They say, I have a wedding that's coming up, or there's a particular calendar event during the year I want to look good for. So they set aside a beginning point and an end point of by the time that holiday rolls around, I want to look a certain way. So you've kind of set yourself up for success. Maybe you've built in resistance training. Maybe you've built in nutritional programming where you check in with a coach on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. So once you've hit those goals, then you're done. So the point here is you had a why. And there's no reason that that has to stop after you've hit your fat loss goals. We just have to reset that why. So while you can continue to work out and you can continue to track your macros, don't forget to reset your goals. So for some people, this is living in a maintenance mode. So for example, let's say the calories that you took to get into fat loss, you've kind of slowly titrated yourself down so that you've looked a certain way, but maybe you're super, super hungry now. After you've hit that event, now you can slowly start to titrate those calories up by maybe adding 100 to 150 calories back into your new nutritional plan, and then kind of see how your body feels. You should start to notice that your energy levels slowly start to rise, and you should notice that if you're putting on body weight, it's going to be the right kind of body weight, which is kind of global as opposed to kind of carrying it right around in the middle, which typically happens when we eat too many calories back too quickly. Another thing that we see with people who are on the other side of a fat loss or weight loss journey is they want to give up some of the fitness that they were doing in order to get themselves there. So if you're somebody who, for example, hates weight training but did it in order to look a certain way, or you despise cardio for the same reason, these people tend to kind of give it up after they're done, and that can also lead to weight regain ramifications. So I challenge you to find a different way to pursue fitness, but it's on your terms. So if you're someone that, for example, likes to go hiking or cycling or walking, let that become your new nutritional goal so that you can continue to engage in some form of fitness without worrying about putting the weight back on, especially if you've dropped the weight training as well as if you've become relaxed on the nutrition. Ultimately, what you want to do here is you want to do what makes you feel happy, but you also want to make sure that you don't throw away your goals. So the body set tip and the mindset tip here today is kind of rolled into one, which is once you're on the other side of your fat loss goals, what do you want to do next? So for me, sometimes having a bit of a planned break is a necessary way in order to kind of reprioritize where you want to go next. So for the person who just finished their program, yay, you just finished your nutrition, you just finished your resistance training. Now it's time to kind of maybe relax on some of those goals a little bit, still kind of eat mindfully, but then reassess and say, well, what do you want to do next? If you found that the nutrition and the fitness that you added into your routine is something that is sustainable long term, then there's no reason why you can't continue to do so, especially if you enjoy it. If it's something that you don't enjoy, don't forget that you can kind of substitute different types of fitness on different days. So for example, if you're somebody who is lifting 4 times a week and now wants to lift twice a week in order to add in a little bit of hiking or some cardio, instead of doing 4 heavy training sessions a day at the gym, now you can drop it down to 2 a day, twice a week, but now you do a whole body on one day and a whole body on the other day. That way the entire body still gets trained and you can build in something else. Same thing with nutrition. If you were following a rigid program, be it keto, be it paleo, be it carnivore, and now you want to have a little bit more of a relaxed eating approach, you've built in so much time that you've learned what calories look like, what a protein source looks like, what a fat source looks like, what a carb source looks like. So there's no reason why you can't go back to a different way of eating, especially if you're still tracking your macros, because 2,000 calories is still 2,000 calories. You just always want to make sure that you account for your protein numbers, and then everything else you can start to readjust as you feel as you need to. So the mindset tip and the body set tip is to always be open, always to continue to pursue, and as well as have fun along the way. So don't forget to comment down below. Let me know what type of things that you're doing. If you're on the other side of fat loss, let me know how your journey was to get there, things that you're doing now. Maybe you've had a stumble along the way, something that you'd like to share to let other people know, that we're all in the same boat together. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. I love getting new visitors to the channel. It helps me grow the content and put out different videos like this. Questions typically come from you guys throughout my day-to-day experiences, as well as direct messaging as well. And until next time, stay healthy.